Alchemy, a labyrinthine journey through the corridors of human consciousness, stands as an enigma in the annals of our shared history. Our forebears, living in a world guided by instinct rather than the cold calculations of logic, were intimately connected to the mystical dance of alchemy. In their rituals and beliefs, they unwittingly mirrored the intricate designs woven into the very essence of the cosmos, patterns that predated the emergence of self-aware thought. Before the Age of Enlightenment, before science sought to dissect and label every facet of existence, there existed a profound understanding of the world that transcended mere comprehension. The ancient alchemists, masters of their own inner realms, delved into the esoteric domains of the human psyche. They grappled with the raw material of their souls, seeking to unravel its mysteries and unlock the secrets of transformation. They were, in many ways, the original explorers of the human spirit. Driven by an innate urge to seek meaning, the alchemists ventured into the deepest recesses of their own consciousness, where instinct, intuition, and the unknown danced in an intricate choreography. In their fiery crucibles and complex symbols, they captured the essence of an eternal truth, an archetypal journey of self-discovery. Alchemy was more than a pursuit. It was an ancient understanding that the human experience is a reflection of the universe's grand design. The microcosm of the human soul mirrored the macrocosm of the cosmos, and the alchemist's quest was a quest to uncover the hidden connections between these two worlds. In essence, the alchemists were visionaries, pioneers of the human spirit, who recognized the profound interplay between inner and outer realities. Their journey was a testament to the timeless human pursuit of self-knowledge and enlightenment, a journey that transcends the constraints of any one era or culture. Through alchemy, they sought to transmute the leaden aspects of their nature into the golden wisdom of the ages. They traversed the boundaries of reason and delved into the realms of intuition, dreams, and symbolism, uncovering the innate wisdom encoded within the human psyche. The legacy of the alchemists endures as a reminder that, in our quest for understanding, we must not forget the vital connection between the conscious mind and the deep wellspring of our instincts. In an age where we embrace the light of rationality, let us not lose sight of the shadowy corridors of the psyche, for within them lies the key to our transformation, a transformation as eternal as the cosmic dance itself. Carl Jung, the brilliant Swiss psychiatrist and psychologist, recognized the peril of our increasingly rational and materialistic world. He perceived that we had severed ourselves from the wellspring of our being, the unconscious. To remedy this, Jung proposed not a retreat to a primitive existence, but a reconnection with the unconscious, a sacred dialogue forged through dreams, myths, symbols, and rituals. In his mid-50s, Jung embarked on a profound exploration of alchemy, devoting 3 decades to the study of what was once deemed pseudoscience. Alchemy, however, was far from mere superstition. Alchemists sought to unravel the mysteries of reality through a fusion of theory, experimentation, and arcane equipment. Dubbing it pseudoscience is an anachronism, imposing modern biases on a bygone era. Approaching alchemy from diverse angles, historians of science see it as the precursor to modern chemistry, stripping away its symbolism and myths. In fact, the very word chemistry traces its roots to alchemy, and the alchemists' experiments yielded chemically pure substances, advanced glassmaking, perfume crafting, and even the distillation of alcohol. Historians of religion, on the other hand, delve into the rich tapestry of alchemical rites, myths, and symbols. Figures like Mircea Eliade, the Romanian historian of religion, have uncovered profound connections between alchemical works and spiritual traditions. Yet, Jung's perspective on alchemy transcended historical analysis. He viewed it as a psychological goldmine. His quest was to connect the dots between alchemical symbols and his groundbreaking theories, psychological types, archetypes, the collective unconscious, and more. He coined the term amplification, employing alchemical, mythological, and religious parallels to intensify his exploration of the unconscious. Jung's epiphany was profound. He realized that alchemy was the bridge, connecting the past to Gnosticism and the future to modern psychology. The symbols that danced through the minds of tormented alchemists were the product of the collective unconscious, precursors to his own analytical psychology. Ancient alchemical texts are like encrypted scrolls, offering profound insights into the labyrinth of the human mind and behaviors. Jung's journey into alchemy began with a gift from a friend, Richard Wilhelm, who presented him with the ancient Taoist alchemical text, The Secret of the Golden Flower. Jung saw in the Tao a path to reunite the splintered consciousness and the unconscious, leading to psychic wholeness and the union of opposites, the self. Jung initially hesitated to dive into the depths of alchemy, realizing the monumental effort it demanded. Yet, he recognized that the wisdom buried within alchemical traditions was vital for understanding our own selves. In the pursuit of self-realization, Jung ventured first into Eastern alchemy, and later delved into Western alchemy. Before we embark on our journey into the world of alchemy, we must first explore the notion of wholeness and the self. We are born as complete beings, but as we grow, the ego forms a rift between the conscious and unconscious realms. Our path is a circle, the ego-self axis, where the first half of life represents separation, and the second half symbolizes reunion. The self is the center and circumference, encompassing both conscious and unconscious, the source of psychic nourishment. To reunite with the self is not regression, but the recovery of original wholeness. We must become like children, not in a regressive sense, but in an integrative one. The inner child, our archetype of innocence and playfulness, remains within us throughout our lives. Reconnecting with this inner child can be profoundly transformative. Play, often relegated to the background as we mature, holds a key to the integration of the self. The dynamic principle of fantasy is akin to play, essential for creative work. The debt we owe to the play of imagination is immeasurable. Reconnecting with our inner child ushers in a heightened state of consciousness, expanding our awareness. It is the integration of what was once fragmented, the path to self-realization. Wholeness, as Jung put it, is not a linear journey but a circumambulation of the self. It brings inner peace and an escape from the turbulent cycles of life. Apatheia, a state of wisdom and tranquility, allows us to remain undisturbed by emotional fluctuations, observing life without being overwhelmed by it. It is not a permanent state, but a fleeting one, achievable for those attuned to their soul. The path to this inner peace involves embracing the wisdom of the archetype of the wise old man and woman. Others, caught in the wheel of life's vicissitudes, experience anxiety and suffering. They avoid facing their own souls, which leads to loneliness. To confront one's inner self, to be alone with the unconscious, is essential for self-realization. Coercion or persuasion from external forces obstructs this profound experience of being alone with oneself, the foundation of true inner strength. Now, as we stand at the threshold of alchemy, let us embark on a journey through the rich tapestry of its origins and history. The etymology of alchemy remains shrouded in mystery, stemming from Arabic roots, ancient Egypt's fertile black lands, or the Greek concept of blending. Alchemy's roots are equally elusive, whether in Egypt, China, India, or the Middle East, possibly blossoming in multiple places simultaneously. Amid this complex tapestry, alchemy found its quintessential figure in Hermes Trismegistus, a blend of the Egyptian god Thoth and the Greek Hermes, the messenger of the gods. The emerald tablet, attributed to Hermes, encapsulates the heart of alchemy's wisdom. As above, so below. This maxim underscores the interconnectedness of the inner and outer worlds, where transformation within leads to transformation without. The history of alchemy unfolds in three distinct phases: Hellenistic alchemy, Arabic alchemy, and Latin alchemy. It experienced periods of revival and decline, with each era leaving its unique imprint on the alchemical journey. Jung's fascination with alchemy's depth extended beyond mere historical curiosity. He saw in it a profound mirror reflecting the inner workings of the human psyche. Now, with a foundation in the rich tapestry of wholeness and a glimpse into the history of alchemy, we stand ready to embark on a transformative journey through the alchemical realms. As the 18th century dawned, a seismic shift in human thought took place. A newfound scientific method emerged, relegating alchemy to the realm of fraud, nonsense, and heresy. The Age of Enlightenment and Reason cast a shadow on the backwardness and superstition of the past, embracing the rationalist world of modernity. Alchemy, once revered, now languished in the margins of history. Amid this sea of skepticism, one name stood apart: Isaac Newton, one of history's greatest scientists. Newton, the father of modern physics, secretly devoted the rest of his life to the mystical arts of alchemy. His tomes brimmed with around 1,000,000 words dedicated to this ancient pursuit. Sadly, most of his alchemical works were consigned to flames after his passing, fearing damage to his esteemed reputation. It wasn't until the 20th century that a visionary figure resurrected alchemy, infusing it with new life and purpose. Carl Jung. Jung perceived alchemy not as the elusive art of transmuting lead into gold, but as a profound psychological journey. For Jung, the ultimate alchemical goal was not material wealth but spiritual enlightenment, an expansion of consciousness and self-realization. Alchemy, in the public eye, is popularly recognized for its quest to transmute base metals into precious gold. Lead, considered the fundamental and mundane metal, symbolized the lowest of earthly elements, characterized by its dullness, softness, and even toxicity. In the alchemical cosmos, 7 primary metals aligned with 7 planetary influences. Gold resonated with the sun, silver with the moon, copper with Venus, iron with Mars, tin with Jupiter, Mercury with Mercury, and lead with Saturn. Remarkably, these metals corresponded with the 7 chakras in Hindu spirituality. The ancient dream of alchemists, the philosopher's stone, whispered of a magical transformation that could turn the basest of matter into pure gold. Yet for Jung, the grand endeavor of alchemy was never about external riches. It was a journey of profound self-discovery. The true treasure lay not in material gain, but in the illumination of one's inner world, the discovery of the self. Alchemical wisdom was veiled by layers of symbolism and secrecy. Alchemists concealed their truths, not only to guard against the avarice of the uninitiated, but also to shield themselves from persecution. In a world where heresy was a death sentence, the alchemist's wisdom remained locked behind a cryptic facade. The focus of alchemy wasn't confined to mere metals. It encompassed the transformation of the basest matter, even including the likes of rotten flesh, urine, poison, and feces. This mysterious raw material was known as the prima materia, or the first matter, believed to be the source of life, the essence of the universe. Hundreds of theories abounded concerning the elusive nature of this substance, but psychologically, it could be seen as the essence of our consciousness. In the enigmatic world of alchemy, an old adage rings true: in filth, it will be found. That which is most precious is often hidden in the least likely places. Navigating alchemical texts can feel like exploring a labyrinth, but within the maze, gem-like insights occasionally gleam. The prima materia revealed itself in a trinity known as the Tria Prima, each attributed with code names: sulfur for the soul, mercury for the spirit, and salt for the body. This sacred trinity formed the cornerstone of alchemical philosophy, reflecting the intricate interplay of the inner and outer worlds. Alchemy embodied the profound connection between the inner and outer realms. The alchemists saw the physical world as a projection of their thoughts and beliefs. This fusion of body and soul, symbolized by Mercury, served as a bridge between the spiritual and the material, orchestrated by the spirit, which represented the mind. In essence, alchemy is an exploration of how the unconscious, the spirit, interlaces with consciousness, the body. For Jung, it encapsulated the understanding that the self, the soul, constitutes the entirety of one's personality. To fathom the nature of reality, alchemy demanded that the prima materia be dissected into its fundamental components. These constituents were then recombined, allowing the alchemist to create a new substance by altering elements and qualities such as fire, water, air, earth, hot, cold, dry, and moist. This profound principle, known as solva et coagula, represented the process of breaking down, separating, and reuniting, an alchemical spagyric dance. The culmination of this alchemical journey is the legendary philosopher's stone, symbolized by the squared circle. This stone is the catalyst that transmutes base matter into gold, exemplifying the essence of alchemical transformation. The philosopher's stone is not just a material substance. It is the representation of inner transformation, a touchstone of spiritual realization. This stone has long been associated with the universal panacea, capable of curing all human ailments and suffering, the universal solvent, able to dissolve any substance, the Holy Grail, bestowing eternal youth, and the elixir of life, granting immortality. Yet, in the profound realm of alchemy, these are but metaphors, symbolic of the inner work needed for self-realization. The opus magnum, the great work of the alchemists, is not an external quest for shortcuts to enlightenment, but an inner journey towards the discovery of the self. The ancient Chinese alchemists, in their quest for immortality, unwittingly perished from their elixirs, underscoring the need for inner transformation. In the intricate world of alchemy, the prima materia represents the mysterious source of all existence. It is the one thing that makes up everything in the universe, the essence of life. The path to understanding this enigmatic substance is a reflection of the quest to unlock our own consciousness, leading to self-realization. The timeless axiom of Maria resounds through alchemical lore. One becomes two, two becomes three, and out of the third comes the one as the fourth. This symbolizes the never-ending journey of transformation, and the philosopher's stone remains the ultimate representation of wholeness. As we navigate this intricate alchemical maze, we come to realize that the philosopher's stone is not merely a substance, but a profound journey of self-discovery. In the profound depths of Jung's interpretation, the philosopher's stone ceases to be a mystical object and instead resides within ourselves. It embodies the ancient adage, "Know thyself," an eternal truth that transcends time and consciousness. The lapis philosophorum symbolizes something imperishable, an eternal essence often likened to the mystical experience of God within one's own soul. The quest for the philosopher's stone often demands prolonged suffering, serving as the crucible that purges superfluous psychic elements, gradually unveiling the inner gem. While such profound self-discovery may occur only once in a lifetime for most, Jung believed that a genuinely religious attitude centered around seeking and harmonizing with this unique inner experience. The symbolism of the stone's permanence underscores that the journey towards self-realization requires constant self-awareness and inner reflection. It serves as a partner, a timeless touchstone, around which one's attention is continually drawn. Jung emphasized the crucial role of psychological projection in the realm of alchemy. Projection isn't a conscious act, it's an involuntary phenomenon that occurs within the depths of our psyche. In their unconscious pursuit, the alchemists projected their inner experiences onto the external world. They believed their projections to be properties of matter, whereas, in reality, they were revealing the aspects of their own unconscious. During this era, as the alchemist grappled with the mysteries of matter, the unknown loomed like a dark void, barely illuminated by nebulous figures and laws attributed to matter. All that was enigmatic, vacant, or uncharted in their world became the canvas for psychological projection. It was as if the alchemist's psychic background was mirrored in the obscure abyss. What they saw in matter were reflections of qualities and potential meanings they were unconscious of. This unintentional projection was a bridge between the material and the psychic, paving the way for the unearthing of the self. Jung recognized that messages from the realm of the unconscious manifest in various forms: dreams, fantasies, intuitions, visions, and more. These glimpses of an alternate psychical existence underscore the profound difference between our conscious minds and the depths of the unconscious. Within alchemy, a treasure trove of material from the unconscious emerged. It bore the spontaneity that other symbolic material lacked, reflecting the authenticity of its source. This abundant collection of archetypal symbols provided validation for Jung's concepts, enabling him to better understand the dreams of his patients and a multitude of cultural phenomena. Becoming one's true self necessitates a reconnection with instincts, the unconscious, and the realm of myth, all while maintaining a strong ego. Discerning between one's daily life and the archetypal forces of the collective unconscious demands awareness and a commitment to applying rationality and ethics without being overwhelmed by these powerful symbols. The unconscious cannot be reached through logical reasoning alone. Healing processes such as meditation, prayer, and dream analysis act as vehicles for reintegrating our fragmented selves, aligning our inner and outer worlds to achieve harmony. The union of opposites at a higher level of consciousness transcends rationality and will. It is a journey of psychic development that expresses itself in symbols. Interaction with symbols, the language of the unconscious, lures the hidden aspects of ourselves into consciousness. In our daily lives, we are enveloped by countless symbols, even if we are less aware of them than our ancestors were. These symbols, rooted in our unconscious, play pivotal roles in our existence. Like a fisherman casting his net, we search for symbols in the ocean of the unconscious. Yet, just as too many fish can weigh down a boat, an excess of symbols can inflate the ego, leading to hubris and detachment. Conversely, the absence of symbols leaves us feeling empty, our lives bereft of color and meaning. Jung developed his technique of active imagination to engage with symbols consciously. The unconscious possesses myriad ways of extinguishing a meaningless existence swiftly. The symbolism woven into the alchemical tapestry includes the Ouroboros, the ancient emblem of a serpent or dragon devouring its tail. It conveys the concepts of eternity and endless return, encapsulated in the maxim, "One is all, and all is one." Within the alchemical tradition, some teachers took an unconventional approach by deliberately confusing their students. They believed that true understanding had to be earned through personal discovery, not bestowed as mere knowledge. These initiates were driven to seek, question, and unearth the profound realizations that would impact their lives. The ultimate aim of the alchemical journey is the attainment of gold, a symbol of the highest value in consciousness, representing the realization of the self. However, to reach this exalted state, one must first undergo the disintegration of ego consciousness. The path winds through a transformative process where the one becomes the many, echoing the multitude of figures that appear above the head of the meditator. The Greek philosophers referred to these inner voices as daimones, not to be confused with demons. They are the guardians, tutelary figures, angels, or higher selves that watch over each individual. In this context, it becomes apparent that each person encompasses not a single personality, but a multiplicity of living personalities, rooted in the archetypes of the collective unconscious. To practice alchemy, one follows a series of operations, the precise number of which has been the subject of debate. Nonetheless, certain core operations repeatedly appear in alchemical texts. Edward Edinger identified 7 major operations, which he articulated using their Latin terms to differentiate them from chemical processes. These operations, including calcinatio, solutio, coagulatio, sublimatio, mortificatio, separatio, and conjunctio, are not necessarily linear but can repeat in a cyclical process, reminiscent of Jung's concept of circumambulation. Fire, central to the alchemical journey, symbolizes the essence of alchemy itself. Alchemy is, in its essence, the art of fire. The alchemists' endeavors, their philosophy, their very being, were consumed and purified by the flames of transformation. In this mystical realm of self-discovery, the alchemical fires illuminate not only the physical, but also the metaphysical. The quest for the philosopher's stone, while steeped in rich symbolism and ancient wisdom, ultimately finds its sacred resting place within the human soul, forever reminding us to know thyself. In the labyrinthine journey of alchemy, each operation reveals profound layers of transformation, leading the seeker through a tumultuous yet enlightening path towards self-discovery. These alchemical operations mirror the twists and turns of the human psyche, a profound exploration of the inner self that leads to a transcendent understanding of existence. The first operation, calcination, is akin to burning a substance down to fine ash. This fiery process is a representation of the soul's purification through inner conflagration. It immolates the ego's lust, jealousy, frustration, and anger, the flames of passion that often obscure our true essence. In the crucible of calcination, we confront the fiery trials and tribulations of life that lead to the humble realization of our own imperfections. As Heraclitus believed, fire is the primal element from which everything emanates, and we, too, must fan the flames of our hearts through daily acts of right action, thought, speech, meditation, and prayer. The fiery spirit within us is a profound force for transformation, the fire and the rose, inextricably linked as one. Solutio, the second operation, emerges as a symbolic baptism in the waters of self-discovery. It signifies the process of turning a solid into a liquid, denoting the dissolution of the ego's rigid boundaries as we plunge into the mysterious depths of our unconscious. This immersion into the dark waters of the psyche is a crucial step in our alchemical journey. The third operation, coagulatio, draws parallels with the earth element. It solidifies the liquid back into a fixed, heavy, and permanent form, representing the descent from the spiritual realms to the material world. The concrete attachment to ego identity occurs during this phase as we become grounded in our individuality, shaped by our experiences. The crucial lesson of this phase is that simplicity is the gateway to understanding. As Jung himself practiced, returning to basic, everyday tasks, such as tending to a fireplace, chopping wood, and pumping water, grounds us in reality. This keeps us from descending into the abstract realm of the mind, which can lead to depression and melancholy. Practical actions, not abstract theories, provide the path to individuation. Sulfur, the fiery element, is associated with the fourth operation, sublimatio. In this phase, the material transforms into vapor, rising from the alchemical vessel like spirit ascending to the heavens. This process reunites the body with the spirit, elevating a lowly substance to a higher form. It's akin to taking a breath of pure mountain air after a challenging ascent. Viewing problems from an elevated perspective grants us psychic objectivity. However, sublimatio can also be perilous, as reaching unbearable heights may lead to disaster. The climb is not without its pitfalls. One can be left stranded in the sky, overwhelmed by the heights attained. To embrace sublimatio is to recognize the significance of inner purification. As Nietzsche poignantly noted, man is a rope stretched between the animal and the Übermensch. We must balance ascent and descent, embracing the complementary nature of opposites, for upward movement eternalizes, while downward movement personalizes. Negredo, the fifth operation, introduces the phase of the great work known as mortificatio. This is where the alchemist confronts the shadow and the unconscious. It represents spiritual death, a necessary and excruciating process in the alchemical transformation. This dark night of the soul is a purging of the mind's deepest darkness, a state of maximum despair that is a prerequisite for meaningful change. In the depths of Negredo, one encounters the raven, symbolizing death, suffering, grief, depression, and loneliness. It's a stage in which individuals face a crisis of meaning and feel as though they are being swallowed by the ground. Yet, these deep descents serve as the catalyst for the inner work, the journey toward the self. Negredo marks a moment of profound isolation with oneself, leading to a heightened awareness of one's own background. In this lonely space, one is compelled to confront the unlived life and address uncomfortable truths. By asking, "What is the next right thing that I can actually do?" we begin to traverse the path of transformation. It is a process of separating the wheat from the chaff. One must venture into the darkest corners of the psyche to unveil the light concealed within. In Jung's words, self-knowledge is an adventure that carries us unexpectedly far and deep. The Negredo is an essential step, representing the confrontation with one's own darkness and unconscious materials. It can be a perplexing and tumultuous phase, yet it is indispensable in the path toward wholeness. The Negredo is the threshold of an antiodromia, the union of opposites. It allows the reconciliation of the shadow, leading to a deeper understanding of the self. It's a journey through the darkest abyss that ultimately yields an illumination from above. Jung reminds us, there's no light without shadow, and no psychic wholeness without imperfection to round itself out. The sixth operation, albedo, brings a purification phase in the alchemical process. Often compared to washing away impurities, it is symbolized by the dove, and leads to the awareness of the opposing forces encountered in the Negredo and albedo. It represents a step toward inner clarity. In the process, a transitionary phase called the cauda pavonis, or the peacock's tail, manifests, revealing an array of colors. The goal of this phase is the awareness of the opposites encountered in Negredo and albedo. The sixth operation is a milestone in the alchemical journey, marking a deeper understanding of the inner self. The philosopher's stone isn't only the ultimate goal, it is the wisdom gained from the journey itself. Alchemy is a process of death and rebirth, akin to the hero's journey, confronting our deepest fears and emerging with inner gold. It leads to the psychological death of the old self and the birth of a more profound, capable self. This is the essence of alchemy, a transformation that yields the elixir of self-awareness to be shared with others. The final operation, rubido, represents the culmination of the alchemical journey. The color red signifies the sun and the philosopher's stone. It is the stage where the great work finds its completion, and the union of opposites becomes a reality. The red and white represent the king and queen, the sun and moon, the merging of masculine and feminine, leading to the philosopher's stone's creation. In this final stage, the phoenix rises from the ashes, shedding fear of the darkness, for we know the light will return. It is a powerful reminder that only that which can destroy itself is truly alive. The unity of the hermaphroditic Mercurius, the conjunctio, is the ultimate goal. It signifies the restoration of the self through the union of opposites, bringing about psychological wholeness. The Mercurius, metallic yet liquid, matter yet spirit, cold yet fiery, symbolizes the balancing of opposites. Alchemy is indeed a journey of spiritual death and rebirth, a process that ultimately leads to self-knowledge. The Mountain of the Adepts is a powerful representation of this profound process of psychological development. In the underground temple of wisdom, the phoenix, straddling the sun and the moon, symbolizes the harmonious union of opposites. The zodiac in the background signifies the duration of the alchemical journey, while the peacock's tail exhibits the myriad colors of transformation. The blindfolded seeker embarks on a quest for truth, but the investigator, following natural instincts, chooses the right path. The alchemical journey reminds us that through the alchemy of the self, even in our deepest isolation, we attract unknown friends, fellow seekers on the path of self-discovery.